So welcome back to Boys on Film today, Boys on TV, and Heathers.
Heathers, yes. I have been looking forward to the Heathers TV show for such a long time.
You're a massive fan of the original.
I am a massive fan. You know how people can recite sort of every line to like the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Is that you?
Oh, yes.
With Heathers.
I have like the special edition, like, you know, Heathers box set from the original movie starring Winona Ryder and Christian Slater from back in the day, and I just absolutely love that film. I watch it at least 2 or 3 times every year.
Wow.
Yeah, so
hardcore.
And then they've made it into a musical, which has been popping up around the States at various different places, and now they've launched their TV show.
Well, suck my third nipple. If it isn't Veronica Sawyer, how Banana Republic?
It's ironic, Heather.
We're not doing irony anymore. Keep up.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Shut up, Heather.
Yeah, shut up, Heather.
Heather, only I tell Heather shut up.
And you bumped into Christian Slater in Starbucks.
I did, actually. That was quite interesting.
You must have been having heart palpitations when you...
It was quite funny. I will tell a story. It was a Starbucks near London Bridge where I was working at the time, and I just popped into the Starbucks. It's the smallest Starbucks on earth. Like, literally, there's a counter, and it fits about 5 people in there.
Very intimate.
Yeah, so I walked in and then stood behind the only dude that was in there, and he just started talking, and I was like, oh my god, that's Christian Slater.
Wow.
And at the time, Mr. Robot, the first episode just came out of the new season, so we talked about that. He was super nice. I think he was in town doing Glengarry Glen Ross, the stage production of that, so he was telling me about that, and then I was like, Christian, I have to ask you, what do you think of them doing the new Heathers TV show? He's like, oh, I think it's going to be fantastic. Oh, the cast looks great, and he was very excited about it.
That's really good, isn't it? Because sometimes I think people can be a bit critical. Because they obviously feel very passionate about what they've done in the original.
Well, look at Winona Ryder and look at Christian Slater. Like, that was the movie that sort of made them. That movie became a cult classic, and it's no surprise that Paramount Network wanted to reboot it because it's such a great show. It's kind of like Mean Girls before Mean Girls existed.
Yeah.
I was hoping all the sex you're having would finally deep dick the quote of the day out of you, but I guess not.
Yeah, the pilot episode is out now. You can watch it online. It's basically a sort of mini remake of the movie, and sets the tone for the rest of the season and where they're going towards. But the vernacular and all the little Heatherisms are all in there. The fashion is in there. The whole suicide slant is going to be in there. I love the first episode. I watched it twice.
It's a really difficult thing for you, though, isn't it? Because I'm the same with Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, which is getting a reboot this year.
Yeah.
And they're basically scrapping all the storylines from the original sequels.
Yeah.
So that it continues from Halloween 1 as it should be. So they're reimagining Halloween.
Well, I would have been totally vocal if they this up. I would have been like, no, you messed this up.
Oh, I will be totally with Halloween as well. If it's bad, I shall not mince my words.
I mean, these are cult classics. You don't really mess with. And from the casting that they've done in this, at least what I've seen in the pilot, is spot on. The girl who plays Veronica Sawyer, Winona Ryder's character, is exactly like her in the TV show. They've done some really fun, interesting twists on the Heathers, which are really great, and they're sort of reinventing that Heathers special language that they use, saying, oh, it's so very, and, me gently with a chainsaw, and all those little one-liners that we love saying when we were growing up. They're reinventing it now.
So how much have you seen of this?
I've only seen the pilot episode.
Right.
The pilot episode is out now online. I think you can see it on quite a few different platforms. You can see it on Paramount TV's, Paramount Network's website. I think you can see it on Amazon as well. It's out there, and then there'll be a whole season of Heathers to come, and Shannon Doherty's in it as well.
Amazing. Do you think you're going to be constantly comparing it to the original? I think that's the trick, isn't it? If they've got to get it right, they've got to get it faithful to the original, but they've also got to do something new. But are you going to be harking back and looking back at?
That's kind of the fun part, right. Like all the little references that a lot of people who aren't fans of the movie wouldn't get, I would get. So, You know, like in the first episode, there was a matchbox that said Hot Probs on it, and I was like, oh, that's from the movie. And you know, and they were at an art installation, and they had a whole clean like Drano sort of installation. I'm like, oh, that's obviously from Heather. So there's tons and tons of Easter eggs throughout it. So I think that's, if they can keep up the same momentum, it's going to keep me quite interested.
And modern day TV, I think they can get it right as well because they're more creative. I think there's a difference with TV and movies, especially remakes. When you think of movie remakes like Psycho and Carrie, which are just pointless.
Yeah. Because
what's the point of remaking a film? It's all about money, isn't it? Because they want to bring in a new audience.
And there's so many reboots happening right now, and it's definitely people are harkening for a time of nostalgia. I think so. I mean, there's a remake of Roseanne coming out. There's a remake of One Day at a Time that's fantastic. It's already in season 2 already. But there's so many really good remakes right now. Will and Grace.
Yeah.
You know, so people are just, they really want to, see these shows again that they loved, 20, 30, 40 years ago.
People want feel-good TV, don't they, now?
Yeah.
Because without getting depressing, it's quite dark times at the moment, and people just want happiness.
It's not a feel-good time.
It's not. We need feel-good TV.
And please take me back to, my fantasy days of high school where I wanted to kill all the popular people and and rule the school. Take me back there, please.
We're seeing another side of you. Get quite worried. I'm going to shift my seat. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you've got any comment to make on Heathers, if you're looking forward to seeing it yourself, let us know in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next video.